night show with the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks real talk, we on prime time facts, cause this is where it's at. Salute to the check. Knicks real talk, we on prime time. It's the night show with the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks real talk, we on prime time facts, cause this is where it's at. Salute to the check. Knicks real talk. 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 We on prime time. It's the night show with the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks real talk. We on prime time facts, cause this is where it's at. Salute to the check. The night show with the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks real talk, we on prime time facts, cause this is where it's at. Salute to the check. Knicks real talk. Knicks real talk. Knicks real talk. Knicks real talk. Salute Knicks fans. What's going on? What's going on? What's your night, man? Knicks Real Talk. It's a night show. It's your man Divine, BX Jedi 76. We in the building tonight, man. About to talk Knicks, talk real with y'all tonight, man. Hope everybody out there doing well, having a good Saturday, man. Just taking it easy out there, enjoying yourself with yourself, your friends, your family, and just enjoying the night, man. It's Saturday, man. You know what it is. April the 10th, man, 2021. You know, we in here, Knicks Real Talk Tonight show. Salute to everybody out there, man. Y'all know the routine. COVID-19 still out there, man. Wear your mask, keep your distance, wash your hands, and all that good stuff. Take care of your loved ones, your friends, yourself, and everybody. I'm glad y'all in here with us tonight. I got my man Barrett in here, man. We just gonna get into it tonight. Knicks got a night off, man. Had a good comeback win last night. I know everybody feeling a little better tonight than the last couple of nights. I know I am. So I'm excited, man. We're gonna get into it tonight. Have a nice live show for y'all, man. So y'all chime on in on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter. Y'all come in and holler at us, man, and get in here and, you know, get down and shoot some content in here with us. Get in the chat, throw your thoughts and ideas out to us, man. Let us know what you're thinking about. Listen to Jedi, man. What's going on? Good to see you tonight, my brother.
Good evening, Divine. Good evening, everyone on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Good evening to everyone on the chat, all the viewers. Welcome to tonight's edition of Knicks Real Talk, the night show, the 10th day of April 2021. What a huge win by our New York Knicks. They were trailing by 13 in the fourth quarter, and the comeback to force overtime and win 133-129. Man, led by RJ Barrett with 20 points, with 3 huge time free throws down the stretch and that tying game-winning drive, and that bucket sending the game into overtime. And what can we say? And Alex Burks with 9 of his 19 points in the fourth quarter to propel the Knicks to that electric 133-129 victory. Man, what a win. The New York City Gritty Committee showed up. They found a way to win this game. They were clutch down the three-point shooting, down the stretch. And finally, a law of average game went the Knicks' favor. You know, finally they kissed the New York Knicks with victory. You know, we see that. You know, the players, you see every night, the players trust the coach, the system, you know, and kudos to the coach to make the adjustments in the game. You know, they rely heavily on the bench. They didn't have it, and you see the bench come in, you know, with big up to Derrick Rose with 19 points off the bench. Emmanuel Quickly with 20 points in 30-plus minutes. Alex Burks, 19, along with Toppin, 8 points, and 2 electric dunks to get the crowd going and getting that second unit up and running, despite Julius Randle having a triple-double, you know, with taking only 9 shots in regulation, you know, and it just Barrett comes alive and clutch in the fourth quarter. What a huge, impact he had, and withstanding and all evening, and it was a huge implication with that win in the Eastern Conference. We see all the movement there. But RJ Barrett with 15 points in the fourth quarter, and combined with Burks, they were huge, 16 points by the fourth quarter and overtime. They grinded out, and those two were huge. RJ Barrett, the 20-year-old making three clutch free throws down the stretch, to tie the game. That shows a lot of character in that young man. And to tie that 112 and that drive, that finishing drive to the rim, and he got it to tie the game at 114 clutch. And the Knicks take care of business in overtime and a home game and defend their home court. And we knew they were going to grind it out to this victory and the law of averages. They finally get they get the law of averages finished, came to the Knicks' favor, and hopefully it's a trend. It was a great night, it was a feel-good Friday. What a way to cap off a feel-good Friday last night. And it just feels so good to finally put one in the books. And, we grind it out. And the New York City Gritty Committee has done it, Divine. What do you – I want to hear what you got to say, because you always got that positive vibe with the New York Knicks.
Yeah, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. I hope everybody doing well. Like I said, y'all in here tonight, man. I had to start the stream over. So if you're out there, you're not on, or you're not in the chat, I just threw the link in there, because I think I had to start it again. So hopefully y'all can get on. Just follow that StreamYard.com, go on YouTube, and I think you guys can get in here. So sorry about that. But yeah, man, BI, that was amazing, brother. BX, that was something. I was like, you know what? I knew the way we was playing that they wasn't gonna kind of get too far away from us. We just had to hit that stride any moment. And Derrick Rose in that first half kept us in there. You know what I mean? And he came in there, he was balling out. Derrick Rose was balling out in the first half. And like I said the other night in the chat, I said my key player to this game, and I came through reality, was Emmanuel Quickly. Emmanuel Quickly came in and gave us the points that we needed. I know the other day we were talking about who you're going to be the X factor in the game. I was like Emmanuel Quickly, because I know he would do for one. You know what I mean? And he came in to play. But listen, man, a star is born in New York, y'all. I'm telling you. RJ Barrett is the real deal. And I say that sincerely. That young man, BI, 20 years old, pressure on the line with 3 free throws. You know what I mean? 3 free throws, man. And he find a way to hit all 3 of them free throws and then come down and with 8 seconds left, similar to what he did last year against the Houston Rockets. You know what I mean? But this time we tied the game. You got to give him his props, man. That young man, he's shooting the ball from 3 like you wouldn't believe. It was just happy to see the New York City Gritty Committee finally get back into that. I just really believe that win last night was big. Julius Randle, not a good shooting game, but man, when it's time for him to come up, he came up. Lovely kick out pass. I love the unselfishness about that team. But like, you know what, Jedi, like we were saying, when the Knicks pass the ball and don't worry about going one-on-one, you see how they play. You know what I mean? And that was a testament of the last quarter. And Julius Randle could have easily forced that shot, but now what he did, he kicked it out to RJ. Or they kick it out to Burks. You know what I mean? That's how it's about clothing with a whole team, not just one player. You know what I mean? And I think that determination last night was unbelievable. I'm really excited about that win last night, because I was like, you either lose that game and just sink deeper, or you come back and scrap and fight it out, and they sure did, man. They put, and like I said, 8 minutes, 8.6 rebound, even for Obi Toppin. Man, it is love. Them 8 points is the reason why we had more points. You know what I mean? So even when he's scoring 8 but getting you 6 rebounds, that's significant. You know what I mean? And granted, they lost, they missed their free throw, but that ain't got nothing to do with it. We won the game. That's all that matter. I was so happy about that. I love this. I love what they did last night. I think Tom Thibodeau, this is one of the first times all year I've seen him really coach and use his lineup a certain way. You know what I mean? He left the bench in there when they needed to be in there. He's like, listen, you guys ain't got no energy in the first unit, so he left the bench in there longer. They kept us in the game. That was all around well coached, well played, not giving up, fighting to the last minute. It was awesome. Todd, Noel, everybody, man. John Moran, Dylan Brooks, they did their thing, but other than them two and Valanciunas, we hung in there. The defense wasn't where we wanted to be last night, but we also take it. You know what I mean? We'll take that, and we got the win, and that's all that counts, BX. So I'm happy about that. And we'll see where the next one lies at. You know what I mean?
Right. And real quick with the stats, The Knicks shot 46% from free field goal percentage. Grizzlies shot 50%. But the Knicks had 43% from 3-point land to the 46% from the Grizzlies. But the big disparity was the free throws. Memphis shot at 61% of the free throws, while the Knicks hit their they were 29 for 33 at 87%. We kind of even out the battles of the offensive boards. There were 10 for Memphis and 11 for the Knicks. It was a total. Our total rebound Memphis 43 to 48. So that was a good plus to see there. Even though Memphis did had more assists total, they were 33 for 24 as a team collectively. But the big one is the turnovers. They had 14 and the Knicks had 12. And the Knicks, they really battled despite being, outscored in the paint 64 to 54. You saw Valanciunas had a big impact on that game scoring wise. But they battled. They battled all and they show their grittiness. And I want to say shout out to Supreme Lord. I appreciate you here. I appreciate you here. Top low. And also I want to thank the guys on Nick at Night podcast. They had me on last night. They host, they invited me on with City for Real, Uncle Freezy, Hoodie Kev, Darth City made an appearance. I want to give you guys thanks for allowing me to come on your show, and I really appreciate it. And it was so pleasure to be with you guys. And I told you guys, anytime you want and welcome to come and chime on here, we want to welcome you there. And they made me feel welcome. They made me feel part of the family there. So I appreciate it. So I want to thank you guys personally, And back to the Knicks, I was so happy. I told you Derrick Rose was going to have a big impact. I said 21 points. I missed it by 2 points. I was close, but I was surprised. I was pleasantly surprised with Emmanuel quickly. 30 minutes, 20 points. He had a huge impact to keep the game close. Let's face it, the starters did not have it last night. And Thibodeau adjusted and allowed the second unit to come in and continue to play and continue to keep them in the game and continue to be on top of and scoring. So it was great to see that. It was great to see a little bit of Thibodeau changing his coaching philosophy and going with the hard hand, putting the right combinations on the floor and propelling this much crucial win. Up and down the Eastern Conference standings and the games last night, it was a big impact. A lot of movement with the Knicks win and all the other teams around there. And I know you have that to break down soon with the standings, but it was a great all around win for the Knicks. It was a very important win, like we said on the morning show. They needed that win some way, somehow. They had to claw and get it, and they finally got it. And we finally got a lower average, close quarter games, and we finally did it. Divine.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That was gritty. I mean, that was gritty. That was, to me, that showed, like I said, we don't have a losing mentality. Yeah, we went into a couple of, and even the game that we were losing, we didn't have a losing mentality. We just didn't finish the game. You know what I mean? We came close, but we went no cigar. But last night for them to rebound like that and keep fighting to the end, man, that was real impressive. And I just think that's going to be a spark for them. You know what I mean? And I don't think tomorrow will be a letdown game. I just think that was huge, man. I mean, what can I say? As a Knicks fan, you got to be happy about that. You got to be happy the way they competed and battled and scraped and everything, man. They just left it all out there. And what I like about that team, though, BX, seems like they really keep their composure. You know what I mean? They don't get rattled by anything. You know what I mean? They just like, okay, we got to just keep fighting and keep fighting. Tim said I'm gonna keep making some adjustments or whatever, and it all pans out. So that was big time last night, man. And salute to the Knicks, man. Great win for the team, great win for the organization, and great win for the fan base. Because we were feeling a little bit demoralized lately, you know what I mean? So to get our spirits back up was good. You know what I mean? That was real good for them to do that. So yeah, man, salute to the Knicks last night, man. That was a good one, man. And like I said, what can I say? I cannot say enough about RJ Barrett. Man, that young man right now, listen, and it's real talk, and I'll put that the next segment. RJ Barrett, a star is born. Let me tell you something. A star is born in New York City. You know what I mean? That young man, and like Tibbs said, he only gonna get better. That's scary. You know what I mean? You know, that is scary, and that's coming from the horse's mouth, you know what I mean? That was impressive, for real, man. And yeah, Dan, salute my brother, man. I'm gonna hit the link up to you in 2 minutes, man. You could chime on in, but that was big time, man. I mean, that was big time right there. I'm like, you know what? That was a great win, great comeback. I just think that I think it's the best yet to come. Yeah, man. No job. RJ Barrett, you're right. Supreme Lord, he is starting to make it, man. I mean, this kid, 20 years old, and knowing that this cat got drafted a slot before you last night. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? And him to go in there and say in the first 3 quarters he was a little, he'd find his rhythm yet, but then all of a sudden he just come in the last quarter and overtime and just take over that game. I'm like, that's the reason why he's the 3rd pick. You know what I mean? And that's the reason why his numbers are the way they are. I mean, the young man is playing phenomenal, and I just think that these last 19, 18 games, if RJ stay at that pace, Randle can get back to getting his field goal percentage a little bit more better, man. And them other guys contribute the way they did last night. I think it's gonna be something, a sight to see. You know what I mean? So I'm excited about that, man. I am delighted about the way we fought that game last night and competed. And that's the New York City Gritty Committee that me and you've been talking about since the beginning of the season. These cats are just battling, man. I mean, they listen, they leaving it out there. And I just think they did 26 and 27. And it popped off. Salute Dave Jackson. Salute to you, my brother. We see you, Dave Jackson, in the building. Yeah, man, that was a gritty win, man. That was it. But RJ Barrett, man, I'm telling you, even at the beginning of the year, when I was to be down in the NBA, I said, listen, man, the cat just in a slump right now. You know what I mean? This ain't gonna last for long. And it happens. Coming, beginning of the season, you're trying to find your footing. You go through a little slump, but that young man continued working, staying in the gym. I mean, and when he hit that 3, he shot that with no hesitation. As soon as he got it, he know he was shooting that. You know what I mean? And that was powerful to see. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. So what you think, man? RJ looking good, brother. I'm telling you.
Yeah, we absolutely. We debated it last night on a Knicks podcast, Knicks at Night podcast, where Uncle Freezy, he asked the question, is RJ Barrett a star? And he asked myself and he asked everyone on the panel there. And yeah, I think, at first he goes, he's not a star yet. My first take was he's not a star yet. He's still got, a little more body to work to prove. But when he broke down the numbers and his age and where he come, because he made a great point. I got to give him credit. Credit is due. He said if he was on another team, and he did those numbers, we'll be right now like craving. Why don't we have a player that give us those numbers at that age? And if he wasn't playing, he was playing another market. He would be so much. We will be so much envious to have him. We should appreciate what we have with him. And yes, RJ Barrett is a star. He is a star here. He is a star. He's only 20 years old, going to 21 years old, guys. And he's putting up these numbers, and he's got his team in the middle of an Eastern Conference playoff, while the other two picks, number 1 and number 2, their teams are out of it right now. In Morant and in Zion Williamson. Yes, they're coming through, but he's contributing to a playoff team. In year 2, he's a big part. He's number 2 guy in the playoff team in the world's largest media in New York, where there's a pressure. This is a pressure cooker for these players, and he's stepping up to the task. You've seen his full development. Back in 2019, he missed a free throw in I think it was the semifinal in the tournament, NCAA tournament, when Duke, he had a chance to tie it. He went 1 for 2 on the line, and he went up there with those 3 free throws, no issue, and he went in and sinked them in like he was a 10-year veteran, no problem, no calm, cool, collective. Give me the ball, 1, 2, 3, and he tied it. And like Dan says, he could tell ESPN to kick rocks, absolutely. And that, what? Thank you, ESPN. All you're doing is adding fuel to this kid's fire. This kid, he looks like he wants to make a point with his actions. And say the loudest words are his actions. And RJ Barrett is doing it with his words on the court and his hustle. Like I said before, many shows before. With RJ Barrett, hustle doesn't sleep. Not with that kid, and that's what we like to see from any young kid or any player on the Knicks wearing that blue and orange uniform. That grittiness, that hustle, that mentality. That hustle mentality, never quit, giving it all on the floor. And also I want to give kudos to Taj Gibson. He played a hell of a game yesterday. He gave it all out there. Everyone. It was an all around good game in that 4th quarter. The first 3 quarters they were a little sleepwalk. The starters weren't so great, but they came on, man. They it's like they said, you know what? We can't lose this game. We cannot lose this game at home. and they just turned the light switch that it was, we've seen it all season long. It shouldn't really surprise us. It shouldn't really surprise us going forward. I think we're going to see them going forward, closing out these games and executing, and they see what works right now, and they see that. And I'm glad that we have a player like in Randle who could see that. RJ Barrett, you know what? If I don't have it, I could trust in an RJ Barrett to go ahead and close this game out. And I think we've seen the coming of a closer, folks. I think we have our closer emerging in New York City, and it's Broadway Barrett, baby. Broadway Barrett has emerged, and kudos to the young man for putting in the hard work, the dedication to his craft, and we're seeing the fruit of his labor. And I cannot wait for him to get in the playoffs, because I think that young man is going to have some really good games, folks. I think that kid he's going to put the NBA on notice, prime time. Everyone, all eyes on me, and I think he's going to make a statement coming forward. I'm really feeling good about RJ Barrett. He's the second half player. We saw that last year. He started coming off before the season was interrupted by COVID-19. He was getting into that stride. And like I told you, Divine, I told you about that two-man game between not just Bullock and Randle, but Quickly and Obi Toppin. You've seen it. That two-man game is starting to hit its stride. Little baby steps, but it's starting to get there. So we keep an eye on that. The ceiling is trending. If you were guys were into the stock market, when a stock is trending, and the New York Knicks stock is trending, folks. It is trending. I'm feeling really good about this game, about what's going forward, and I know he's going to go forward with it. I'm so happy for RJ Barrett.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Yeah, man. And like I said, the comeback, man, the New York City Gritty Committee. That's where it's at right there, guys. You know what I mean? Do I need to brand that? I'll let everybody get in on that. The New York City Gritty Committee, brother. They show the way they were playing at the beginning of the season. Them cats stayed in that game, and they just kept fighting. And we get down 8, we go get close, we get back. But then in that third quarter and then that fourth quarter, it seemed like a switch just clicked. You know what I mean? And next thing I know, RJ Barrett started loosening up. And Emmanuel Quickly, him and Alex Burks was getting to the line on them jokers like ridiculous. And I'm like, okay, he getting these and ones, or he getting that, he pulling up with that little mid-range shot and getting fouled. And but it was tough because they was a handful. Memphis was a handful. You know what I mean? Valanciunas is the real deal. You know what I mean? He's a savvy veteran. John Moran is a star on the making as well. And Dillon Brooks had a real good game. But you got to give credit to RJ Barrett though. I mean, and Brooks is a hell of a defender. You know what I mean? But he said, "Listen, we don't worry about it. I'm gonna catch up to you in a minute." And sure enough, that brother went bananas. So yeah, it was an excellent win, an all around win. They showed that grit, that toughness, that New York mentality, that subway riding, getting on the bus, getting up and down the block up and down the city. New York had that gritty New York feeling last night. They really represented the city well last night, man. No doubt about it. Them cats was in there. I was like, man, listen, what's so amazing about it, Julius Randle, like I said, he might have had a little off night from an offense standpoint, but he still hits them dagger. He hit that dagger 3. He made the excellent pass to RJ Barrett to kick out to hit the 3. So I was like, they was like, no, they real. Josh, aka Uncle Fulio, salute my brother. Hey, Uncle Fulio, I don't know why they counted out, but they better check themselves, man. Because I'm listening. That was must. And we, like Dave Jackson said, we beat the Grizz, we won the game, absolutely. But it's the way we went about it. They just came back with that New York spirit last night. That was New York City written all over that win last night. You know what I mean? Hustle, grinding, scrapping, going up, hustling, getting out there, getting at it. You know what I mean? It's like going up and down the street trying to get to your destination in New York. You know what I mean? That's how the Knicks was playing last night. I was thrilled the way they closed that game out because they could have folded. You know what I mean? They could have folded, and they like, nah, we don't have that type of mentality. Thibodeau don't teach us that way. You know what I mean? Ain't no quitting that team, man. And that's what's the beautiful thing about it. It was no quitting them, and that's why I had to do the comeback, the New York City Gritty Committee, because that's what that game was last night. An excellent comeback. and they was gritty and grimy. They was going at it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what can I say? Todd Gibson, hell of a game. You know what I mean? That man, that vet ain't rubbing off on that team that nobody is. You know what I mean? That young man, like that, I call him a young man because he was playing like one. You know what I mean? But he exemplifies what a Brooklyn guy is. You know what I mean? Todd Gibson. You know what I mean? 67 school, public school number 67. Y'all know what it is. You know what I mean? He got that Brooklyn, that New York City mentality, man. They like, listen, we in New York playing basketball. Y'all better get this. You know, and Derrick Rose, he was here before, Chicago kid. You know what I mean? Gritty as well. You know, Derrick Rose was doing this thing in that first half. I'm like, whoa, this cat kind of getting flashbacks. You know what I mean? So it was, and the rebounding was good. Like I said, we got to get better, chase some cats off the 3-point line, everybody. But man, it ain't really nothing negative to talk about last night to me. You know what I mean? It's not. You know what I mean? I don't even want the segment to be dealing with no negative. That was a good gritty win. We always know there's little flaws here and there, like Tom Thibodeau said. You know, he wasn't too happy with the defense, but for that offense to hang in the way they did, and RJ come through, Burks come through, quickly come through, Randle came through, Obi came through. I mean, you know, it was impressive, man. I enjoyed every bit of that. You know, and even the way he managed the game when he put Frank in there to guard the inbound, or when the starter lineup wasn't really playing too well, he finally kept them bench guys in there. You know what I mean, and let them get some burn and keep, because they had the energy. So salute to Tom Thibodeau, man. That was some good coaching last night, and I gotta give my props to him on that one last night. He coached that team real well last night, man. So that's what it is, man. It's the comeback, the New York City Gritty Committee. That's what they did. That's what they exemplified last night, and I'm excited about it, BX, just to see the way they competed last night.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with you. Remember, I said Derrick Rose was going to be my key player of the game, and
yep,
he was
sure did.
He was key. I said 20. I was off by 2 points. I said 21 points, and he got 19. But it's okay. I'll take that. I'll sign up for that. You know, he kept them in the game. He turned back the clock. But I didn't see 20 from Emmanuel quickly, which was really pleasantly impressive. He had 20 in 30 minutes. That was really good. And you know what? You would take advantage. If other teams miss their free throws, so be it. That's not our issue. We execute our game plan, and we got to worry what's in front of us. We'll take it. And we defended our home court. And Memphis was coming in on this is their fourth game of the road trip. They probably had their mind at home, but they were blowing the teams out in the third quarter. They were having phenomenal over 30 points in the last 3 games, over 30 points on the road scoring. They were having phenomenal third quarters. They were really executing their offensively, but they didn't play the Knicks. They didn't play that defense, the Knicks. And Todd Gibson, what can I say, man? I hope we get in that playoff. And I hope he takes that playoff bonus money and he invests in that TB12 and find that fountain of youth and keep playing for us with that. If he's going to give us that, man, let's get him. Let's get a fountain of youth for him. That TB12, Tom Brady, to keep him young. We were talking about that last night on the other, and we were goofing on that, but we want him to keep young and keep going. The Knicks, they're putting people on notice. Now we have to take care of our business. We got the Toronto Raptors. We cannot have a letdown game. They're trailing us in the standings. They're a little down. There's a sub 500 team. Now we have to play our game and let's play. And Frank got his Frank Ntilikina got his season average last night in scoring yesterday in 4.5 seconds, 0-0-0. So that's all I gotta say about Frank about that. But they did. They hustled. They played, and I was so glad that they would claw that victory. And there ain't no half stepping. That's right. There ain't no half stepping. In the words of Big Daddy Kane. That's right. They got their victory, and man, I'm so happy. I'm like so relieved that they got that victory, because the media and everyone in the world would have been going so negative on the Knicks. There's still more games left. They don't see the big picture. I understand we all want instant results. We want instant gratification at the moment, but man, that was really good. And hey, salute to Dangerous. I'm glad you're here, my brother. I'm glad you're here with us. And I'm like speechless. I'm so giddy. I had it go on last night. And the Knicks at Night podcast, because I was like, I got to talk to somebody. and celebrate, because it capped off my Feel Good Friday. I had despite the technical difficulties in the morning show, but I still had a Feel Good Friday. I got out of work early. I came home. I was so, rested and ready to go and ready for this game. And it's like, man, I didn't, I was like, should I call Divine? At this, and I was like, oh my God, it was so enthusiastic. I want to thank my dog. He was the only one that was there enjoying the game with me. But it was.
That's right. You're right. You're right. Lord, he was feeling your energy.
He was feeling my energy. He saw Dad. He was happy, and and all that. So yeah, I appreciate that, and it was a really good victory, Divine. I'm giddy with it, and you know what? This game, let's relish. We celebrate right now, the team, but it's not back to business. Back to let's get those strap our boots up, let's get our hard hats back, and let's get back to this grind. Let's get back to business. We have the Toronto Raptors in front of us, and let's go. They're coming into the world's most famous arena, and let's go. We got to get that.
Yeah. Salute to the chat. Yes, free sister-in-law, chop Lord, that CB oil for sure. You know what it is. Yo, Dan, salute, Dangerous, Dave Jackson, Josh, aka Uncle Fulio, everybody, man. I'm glad y'all are here. She's kidding it up. Knicks in the building. Knicks Real Talk the Night Show. BX Jedi 76 and your man Divine. We're here on a Saturday night, October 10th, cutting it up. Knicks had a beautiful game the other night. We won the game. Good comeback. The New York City Gritty Committee was in the building. They was just doing it. So it was all around a beautiful Friday, like you said, BX. And I was feeling good all day myself, man. I'm so good to see us win that game. And just to know that if we pull it out tomorrow, we back at 500. We back at square one. You know what I mean? We got 9 of the next 11 games at home. We got to capitalize off this schedule. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be real important, man. To do it like Dave Jackson says, time for the next step. I agree with you, Dave, on that one, man. It's time to rise and shine now, man. We in here, man. That showed me something last night. And real quick, man, just look at what we got going on upcoming. We got the Raptors at the World Famous Arena tomorrow. Then we got the Lakers on the back-to-back. We got the Pelicans, and we at the Pelicans, at the Mavericks, and we back home against the Pelicans. So we need to go in here and handle some of these games and get these home wins, man, and don't have no letdowns, and keep pushing the envelope, man, and maintain. Because I guarantee you guys, when you see them games tomorrow night in the association, that's going to benefit the Knicks in so many ways. And I'll pull the games up and let y'all see what I'm talking about for the schedule for the NBA tomorrow. A lot of them games tomorrow is going to be beneficial to us. A lot of them. So it's amazing. So I definitely want to talk about that later. But yeah, man, we just got to get going there tomorrow and bring our hard hats and our lunch pails, man, and go in there and let's bang this thing out. Raptors got a nice talent down there, though they're not playing with they probably want to, but they still got talent. They still got Van Vliet, Kyle Lowry. They still got Anunoby and all them guys, and Siakam. And they got some talent down there, man. So we ain't gonna take them for granted. But believe it or not, they gonna have to come play tomorrow because I think the Knicks I think they're ready for this game tomorrow, man. And I would love to get back to 500 tomorrow. That would be phenomenal. So like I was saying earlier in one of our previous shows, even when we went on that 5-game losing streak at the beginning of the year, we found a way to come back and win 3 in a row. So like I said, we don't have that losing mentality no more, and that's a beautiful thing I love about this Knicks team this year and the way the team is playing. They don't have that losing mentality. So I think this upcoming schedule, I think we can go in there and compete in every one of them games, man. And hopefully we win more than we lose, and that'd be fine. So after that Grizzlies game tomorrow, the Raptors game tomorrow, if we could pull that game out, and even if we go 2-2 the next 4 games, we still at 500. You know what I mean? So Johnny Timon, salute. We need NASA to send Peyton as one of the men on Mars.
That's why I was laughing.
I know. Yeah, we got. I know Albert Payne gonna get the beat down, and so I understand it though. You know what I mean? Albert Payne got to step his game up. For not, then Johnny Timon them gonna send him to Mars. So we got to make sure he better handle his business because he know we out here making noise. We salute to Johnny Timon, brother. Salute to you, my brother. But yeah, man, VX, man, this next up and coming schedule, man, it's gonna be important though.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now, the Raptors are putting it on the Cavaliers. They're up 95-73 in the third quarter, despite the fact that no Kyle Lowry, no Fred VanVleet, he's not playing, and Siakam is not playing either. So they're shorthanded and they're taking care of their business. We get them on a back-to-back, but you know what? The back-to-back, we haven't been so lucky lately. We a lot of teams just come on back-to-back and we haven't won. But hopefully, if those guys are not there, we have to take care of business. we have to take care of that. Don't know if they don't come into play in the Garden tomorrow night, then we just got to go ahead and play our game and continue business and not take for granted that they're on a back-to-back because other teams, Boston came on a back-to-back, we didn't get the victory, we grounded out. And I was looking around the league yesterday where Boston, Minnesota played a tough game in Boston, and Boston just squeaked it out. They were desperate too, and tomorrow around the league it's going to be interesting because you got the Hornets and the Hawks going at it at 1:00. We could gain ground on any one of those players. Any one of those teams, we got to win our game. It all starts with winning our game, and you got Boston going into Denver tomorrow at 3:00, that high altitude. An early game too, and a high altitude for Boston. And it's playing a Western Conference team. Let's hope that Boston goes in there and loses, and we gain ground on Boston Celtics as well. We got to take care of our game. We could, and the Bulls got a tough game with the Timberwolves, and the Timberwolves has been playing good lately ever since the coaching change. They're not the same. They've been tough. They've been a tough opponent down the stretch here. They could be a big P of being a spoiler. So you could see that. You could see that's a tough game for the Chicago Bulls, and you got the Grizzlies hosting the Indiana Pacers tomorrow night at 8:00. That's another game that Grizzlies are gonna, they're gonna be hot. They gave that they got beat on the last game of the home. They wanted to get a good road trip, and they're coming back now. They got home cooking, and they're gonna host the Pacers team, and then they're gonna be hot. So look for them to play a really good game against the Pacers, and that's a team that's trailing us right now. And then you got the Miami Heat. They're gonna go on their West Coast trip. They're going to Portland tomorrow night. So Portland is another formidable foe that we could actually gain ground. But it all starts with winning our home game at Madison Square Garden. We'll pick up ground. If we win our game, we'll let the chips fall where they may, and we catch up grain on that, and we'll see what's going on there. And basically around the league, the only game that really matters was that Toronto Raptors game that's in the third quarter, and the Raptors are putting it on them. You have the Nets. And you have the Nets hosting the Los Angeles Lakers. The Lakers are up 33-25. That's early in the first quarter. So that's early. And that's only really games of significance to the Eastern Conference with the New York Knicks race currently right now. So we look around the league and we see that. And we like I said, we have to execute our game, get back to 500, and then after we win our game and worry about 500, we'll look around the league and see how we're going to gain and take advantage of the standings around us. Because, like we said, in any moment you could go moment you go on a 2 or 3 game winning streak and you're right back at that 4 or 5 seed again. So just like a guy, you got to relax when the Knicks, go into a little stretch, and we know they're gonna be there all season long. And salute to Dave Jackson and Brooklyn Belly. What's up, Brooklyn Belly? I know you always chiming in. I'm glad you here again this evening with us. I appreciate it. And you said IQ really showed up last night's game. Absolutely. Absolutely. He took minutes away from Alfred Payton. He played 30 minutes. Thibodeau did the change. He gave him more of those minutes to him, and he provided it. He provided it and quickly played phenomenal. He played really good. With the Knicks all around had timely clutch 3-pointers, guys, which we were craving and seeing all season long. A lot of those swing plays that we called, they were hitting them. They were knocking them down. They were more hungrier. They played the way Miami played against us back in a few games ago. When they had that 6-game losing streak. They were hungry. The Miami wasn't trying to lose that game, and the Knicks had that same channel, that same energy, that same experience, and they said, "We ain't losing this. We're going to try to do whatever we can." And they answered the bell. They got punched in the mouth in the first quarter. They got back up and they went back and they punched them right in their mouth, and they took that fight and they beat them. And it was good to see that, man. It was so good. It tasted so good getting that victory from the New York Knicks.
Yeah, absolutely. At hard we've been battling the last 7 games. Starting with that Brooklyn game, man. It just that we've been competing every game. That's why I don't have 2 other than the Dallas game. When we just finally got one. That's what made it feel so good last night. We finally got one, and the way we went about getting it, we just kept scrapping, clawing, biting, going hard. Like I said, the New York City Gritty Committee, man, no question about that. They was doing it, man. That was good to see. We needed that win. Like I said, from a fan base, from a team perspective, from an organization perspective, we needed that win last night, and to make the city feel good about. Like I said, we always got to keep in mind, man. You know, a lot of us in here in Knick land, you know, a lot of us wasn't, you know, not to say a lot of us, a majority of us wasn't expecting the team to do what they're doing. But I knew we got Tom Thibodeau, and you know, you can check the videotape on me down at MBK or anywhere. Once we got Tom Thibodeau, I knew we was a 500 team. I knew that for a fact because I knew that a lot of guys on that team was here last year. You think about the starting five, they played for the Knicks last year. You know, we brought in the rookies and signed some other guys, but majority of that squad was here last year. Even Kevin Knox and Frank Ntilikina was here. You know what I mean? So for to see them guys come together in this short period of time in 50 games or 52 games, whatever, and compete the way they compete, and you know, we got to be happy as Knicks fans, man, because when the last time we had a record like this here? Let's be real. Let's be real. As Knicks fans, when the last time we had a record like this? When the last time we would talk about playoffs instead of talking about tanking and what we gonna learn in the lottery? You know what I mean? So that we have to take it for what it is. We know this is a step-by-step process. Rome wasn't built in one day, but the structure is being built, though. You know what I mean? The structure is being built. You know what I mean? The Knicks done laid that foundation. They done poured that cement already. Now it's time to build that skyscraper, and I think they're doing it step by step. You know what I mean? So we just got to keep doing that, man, and keep grinding. Because like I said, you look at where we at in the standings. We in the 8th spot. By tomorrow, this whole thing could change, guys, so rapidly with the amount of teams that's playing, the way they playing. New York, I mean, basketball tomorrow will be interesting starting at 1 o'clock with that, like BX said, with that early game. Then you got the 3 o'clock game with Boston, you know, and then you got Miami against Portland. You got, you know, it's going to be crazy. You know what I mean? You got the Pacers playing. I mean, so it's going to be wide open on the Sunday tomorrow, man. So I know NBA League Pass going to be on fire tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All eyeballs on the NBA tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So tomorrow, man, we just hopefully we go into the world most famous arena tomorrow night and scrap it up and scrap out and bang out and do our thing, man. Let's get this W. You know what I mean? So like I said, salute to the chat. Knicks Real Talk, Divine, BX Jedi 76, the night show, man. We in here and just salute to everybody in there, man. Supreme Lord, Chop Low, Johnny, Brooklyn, Belly, you know, Fulio, everybody, man. Noel, Florida, salute for coming in. Tid finally made that right subs. He pulled Nerlens and replaced him with Todd to get better on rebounding. Lonell, Florida, salute to you. Welcome aboard the chat. Good call. You're absolutely right, man. That was a good call when he brought Top Gibson in there. And that was a perfect move. Tib did coach an all-around good game last night with the substitutions and everything. So salute to the coach, man. He did his thing. Tib did his thing last night. But yeah, man, we in here, guys. We just talking, man. Nick coming off a nice win last night. We getting ready for the Raptors tomorrow. You know what I mean? So we continue to go out there and make it happen. And everybody, man, you know, thanks for coming in. Thanks for supporting the show. Y'all know the show is from a fan for the fan. The fans make the show. The show don't make the fan. Without y'all, there's no Knicks Real Talk. So we appreciate y'all coming in tonight, giving us your feedback, joining in on the stream. You know, hit that like button, man. Subscribe to the channel, man. We be bringing you more content down the line, getting better and better every day. And we love being in here, be able to talk Knicks with you guys, man. So it's all good. And thanks for coming aboard, man. But we do got to take the schedule, man. We got to stay in this race right here, man. We want to get back up to that 6th, 5th, whatever. And I think, before you know it, man, by the end of next week, you'll be surprised we might be there. You know what I mean? But that's the way the games is coming, and that's the way the other teams is playing each other. Or they playing something that's significant to us. So we just gotta hope we win our game and let everybody else lose their game, and we'd be good to go. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, that was a good one, man. Yeah, just salute, man. Everybody, man. That was a good win last night. I'm still high off that one, and you know, mentally. You know what I mean? I'm high off. That was a good win. And we'll take that, man. At any given time, any given day, we'll take that, man. Like I was saying early in the show, no doubt about it. The star's born. You know, RJ Barrett, the star is born. He's born now. Now he all got to do is grow into it.
I've got a question. I got a question for the chat real quick. I want you guys to answer me. Do you guys think RJ Barrett is a star currently right now? That's a question, a debate, a question to everyone on the chat, from everyone from Supreme Lord to Brooklyn Belly to Johnny to Lowell to Florida to Dangerous to Dan Jackson to Kibbit to Camilio to everyone that's on on the chat. I just wanted to hear to find out what your comment. Do you think RJ Barrett is a star currently on the New York Knicks? You know, this show is a audience participation show that we appreciate, and we count on you guys to participate with us, to make us going, to get the feedback and to go on going forward. So that's the question on for tonight. Do you guys think RJ Barrett is an all-star, NBA all-star currently right now? I'm saying yes, because the kid is 21 years old. He's putting 18 points up. He's got his team in the thick of the playoff race, going in there, battling each and every night. And yes, I think he is. And New York, I appreciate your opinion. This is the first one. He says almost right on the brink. Okay. Dangerous. I think he's a top starter, not an all-star. Okay, that's good. That's good. I still think he's an all-star. But I keep because I put it. My point is, if he was actually it's Freezy's point, I gotta give him credit. I don't want to steal his credit, Uncle Freezy. He said if this put those numbers on another NBA team, we'll be like envious and say, why can't we have a player giving us those numbers at that age? And he will be an all-star in another team, another organization. So I think yes, I think he is an all-star. That's my opinion. What do you think, Divine, on that one?
I think he definitely will be one next year.
Okay.
I think he definitely be one next year. I know it's a process of different levels to this stuff. You know what I mean? And then like Dangerous said, look at the All-Star team. Who would you take off? That's a good point. I mean, I would definitely have to reevaluate who was on that team. But I know he will be one next year. Anybody go from 14 points in his rookie year, now he's gonna be probably hanging around 18 points by the end of the season, and that's a 4-point swing. You know what I mean? His rebounding is up, his percentages is up, so he's on the right trajectory. He's going up. He's not going back. But I do see next year RJ Barrett will have a good chance to be an All-Star next year. And here's why: he got more experience in the NBA. Now he done mastered a nuance of the NBA now. To me, like like they always say, experience is the best teachers. But now he getting that experience, So next year, everybody he going up against this year, he gonna know how to handle him even better. You know what I mean? So next year, you look out, man. That kid, the star is born, man. I tell you, man. RJ Barrett wanted to play in New York. And he did not shy away from all the criticism, all the tough media coverage, all the clickbait, all the tabloids. He like, man, I want to be in New York. His dad played at St. John's, you know what I mean? His mom played at St. John's. He got basketball pedigree in him. He's Steve Nash's godson. The kid grew up around basketball, you know what I mean? He got a work ethic like no other. Absolutely, RJ Barrett will be an all-star pretty soon. I don't have no doubt in my mind about that. You know what I mean? Is he won right now? He's showing flashes. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think he's headed that way. But I say right now, I would say yes, but only no because I don't know who we would beat on that team. I don't have the whole current roster like Dangerous said. Who's on there? Would you take off? I can't say because I don't have the roster in front of me. I can't remember who was there. But like Dave Jackson said, the crown is coming. You know what I mean? I agree with you. I love this kid. New York. I love this kid. He's a strong-minded and he's relentless. Absolutely, that's that New York mentality. He's relentless, dude. He's going after it. You know what I mean? And then think about this here. Watch next year when you get with another better player around. You know what I mean? You can think about it right now. It's him and Randle in that starting lineup, who's our top players. Imagine when you get a more savvy point guard, or like it was like to me, it's almost like, man, I would like to see Derrick Rose in there at the beginning of the game for RJ. You know what I mean? And because now you're going to have to try to key on Derrick Rose, so you don't have to key on Alpha Payton. You know what I mean? But imagine Derrick Rose being in there when Derrick Rose drive that lane and the way RJ hitting that 3-point ball, that kick out to that 3-point line. Oh my goodness! So yeah, right. I definitely see the maturation. He will be one next year. For number wise, or do we get him because who voted and all that? That's a whole different story. Because they be hating on New York, but Randle made it in, so hopefully they start realizing that what this kid got, he get in there. You know what I mean?
Well, like Dangerous said, and I was about to say it, and you wrote it in the chat. I really appreciate it. I would say RJ Barrett has better numbers than Mike Conley. He's scoring more, 1.5 point more RJ Barrett than Mike Conley, and he has more rebounds per game. And actually RJ has the same amount of assists, if I'm not mistaken, as Mike Conley, and that's the only one you could replace him with numbers wise over in an All-Star game. So if you want to go by numbers exactly and apple to apple, then that's a replacement. You could put RJ over Mike Conley, and to my point, I think he is an all-star. And salute to Kibbit. I see you there. I know you're always around. We shouted you out a little earlier, but now you wrote in there, so salute to you. We're glad to see you there. And it says, looking how long it took Booker to make the all-star team has been crushing it. Well, Booker comes on at the end of the season. He never has those good early starts, but he always finishes up ridiculously great. With Devin Booker, he's like I see the same similarity with RJ that finishes off strong at the end of the season. So we'll see that there. And I know Conley was an injury replacement, but if you want to, even if you look at the injury replacement, RJ Barrett has a slight better numbers, and he's a starter. Where I think Conley's coming off the bench, if I'm not mistaken, for Utah.
I think he should be starting. I think he's starting.
He's starting. Okay, I could be wrong because folks, I do not watch Utah basketball. It's too late for me to stay up to watch it. I'm all Knicks all the way. I bleed orange and blue, and due to this times constriction, I can't watch the Utah around the league. I keep up with it, but I can't stay watching it. So that's why I'm not too sure if he was a starter or not in the league with that. But Mike Conley's a good point guard. I'll take him on my team any day. That over Alfred Payton, in a heartbeat. Yeah. So, but not saying anything, not taking anything away from Mike Conley. RJ Barrett has a slight better numbers, and he's younger. But you can't. He was there for experience and for all the years of service that Mike Conley's given the NBA. Kudos for him to be.
And he also having a good year.
Oh, those no numbers not to sneeze at. That's not because he's having a bad year. No way. He deserves it. I see New York. Go ahead, Devon. Read that quote.
He said, "What do you guys think about Randle?" Question because of me. For me, I'm really not sure. I'm selling a dip back. I tripped on what? I'm tripping on what? Nah, he just going through it. He was, man. That Julius Randle was carrying his franchise from game one to now. He had, Julius Randle put this franchise on his back. You know what I mean? And Daniel said, "I'll take the mine over Peyton." Good one, DeRay. Take Daniel got jokes. I would too, believe me. I would too. I got game. Don't trip. Yeah, man. Julius Randle is definitely carrying the Knicks all from the beginning of the season to now. So it's only right that he hit a little slump. You know what I mean? That boy, he made the All-Star game. He was putting up ridiculous numbers. He put his franchise on his back at the beginning of the season. The reason why the Knicks
triple-double last night, Divine.
Yeah, he did.
He only had 9. He only took 9 shots in regulation. He still put up a triple-double. I mean, what more do you want from? I think that's the 5th in Knicks in season. I haven't had that since 1981 from Walker. I mean, you gotta enjoy what Julius Randle is giving us, Divine. I mean, I don't know what. I understand, he's putting in the work. If he doesn't have the scoring, he's putting in the defense. He's putting the rebounding, and he's assisting, and he's felicitating and getting his teammates involved. I mean, what more do you want from Randle? I mean, I can't complain about Julius Randle. At times he might get sloppy with the ball handling in certain times of the game, but I can't complain about him at all. No way, no how.
Without Randle, the Knicks would be like the Detroit Pistons this year. Let's not get it twisted.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Without Julius Randle, the Knicks would be just like Detroit and everybody else, and Orlando Magic and everybody else. And so Julius Randle, man, like I said, he carried his franchise at the beginning of the season. The Knicks was relevant because Julius Randle was putting up ridiculous numbers. So you know what? And he been going hard the whole season. He missed one game, and when he got knee in his thigh, it might affect him a little bit. But you know what though? Yeah, like he said, Randle is still learning his role too. I agree with you 100%, Kibbet. Absolutely, he's still learning how to be the main guy there. You know what I mean? But I think he's handling it so well so far. Because like you notice that the team is not they believe in Randle. They follow him. You know what I mean? They see how hard Randle go. Randle go hard. You know what I mean? And for a guy to be 6'8", barely 6'9", putting up the numbers he putting up at the position he playing in the NBA, when you got guys at the forward spot who down there 7 foot, 6'11", you know what I mean? And Randle got game. I love Randle's game. I just think that so we got to play homage to Randle too. Randle carried this franchise, man, from the beginning of the season to now, and now RJ get a chance to take over. That's what you love to see. I'm not making comparisons. I'm just talking about the type of style. It's like, Jordan and Pippen, or another alpha and an A and a B. You know what I mean? An A and a B, an A and B player. Whichever you want to use the name, or Lillard and McCollum, or you know what I mean? You got two guys there with one carrying the team, that he might hit a brick wall or something, like hit a slump. The other guy can step up. And I just think that's what Randle and Barrett doing. Randle carried us the first part of the season. and let RJ step his game up now and kind of carry that load to Randle, get back in his groove, and I think they're gonna be fine. You know what I mean? And I think that's what it's about. So I'm excited, man. I love that, man. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Everybody in there, man. Salute to everybody out there on YouTube, Facebook, Knicks Real Talk, The Night Show. It's your man Divine, BX Jedi 76. We in here talking Knicks, man, on the night off. We got the game tomorrow and at the Raptors at the world most famous arena. You need to go in there and handle our business and get back to 500. And then we could take it from there. I said all year long, the Knicks is a 500 ball club. And right now I'm standing truth to power. But I want to see us get better and go over a couple of games over. We got 9 games in the next 11 homestand. We can make some noise, man. You know what I mean? We got a good home record. So I think people got to, I think the Knicks about to catch their stride right now, because I just think, like I said the other night, we can win that game against Memphis, go in there and beat the Raptors. I think we'll beat LA. I think we'll beat LA on a back-to-back. I really believe without LeBron James and AD and them and Kuzma and them kind of been injured a little bit here and there. You know what? We got a good chance to go in there and not go and win that game against the Lakers, man. If we do that, then there we go. One game back over 500. And then we go on that little 2-game road trip. Then we come back home and play the Pelicans again. You know what I mean? So, we just got to go in there and keep battling and keep competing. I think we're going to be straight. And but a gritty win. I love it. Good win last night. And it was it. It is what it is, man. We just got to keep it moving, man. But salute to everybody out there in the chat, man. Thanks for chiming in tonight, man. Y'all got thoughts. We appreciate your thoughts and ideas. Come on, keep bringing them in here. We keep them out there for you. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. But BX, man, that was still psyched on that grittiness we showed last night, man. That was legit.
I got some news that I'm gonna post on the Facebook page and our Twitter page and our Instagram page. Julius Randle is putting back the braids, folks. He's getting it done. He tweeted out a picture of him getting the braids. So braided Julius Randle will be back hopefully on the court. So all you guys were worried that ever since he took his braids off, he has been slumping. The braids are coming back. So I have pictures proof that it's coming in. So let's hope that they focus on that and like New York says, let's focus on Toronto because they're sneaky. Absolutely. They're desperate. They're chasing us. They want to be they want to not play in the playoff game. They want to be 6. They want to make their climb. There's still plenty of games left. There's 20 games, under 20 games left, and they still have time to try to make a run and climb up because they're not that far away from everyone. So Toronto, they're sneaky, but I think they're gonna have. I think they're gonna be with a lot of guys out with injuries. So I'll look at the injury report soon. I'll post it if not in a few minutes or not tomorrow morning. Before we go on in the morning show, we'll have that injury report coming in and all that. So we'll see. And like Dave Jackson said, 7-3 run coming. Yeah, we what did we say on the last 20 games? We wanted to see them go 12. Was it 13 and I think 13 and 7. We will sign up for it. If we go 13 and 7, we'll sign for that right now. And like Kibby said, with the Braids, I smell 40-point game for Julius. Let's hope so. From your lips to God's ears. That's the way. Yep, absolutely. I want to see that 40 game from Julius Randle. Of course, I would definitely, get the MSG crowd electric. Big up to the MSG crowd for 1,700 fans in the building. They were loud. They really energized the team.
Absolutely.
And the fans deserve to see that game, that kind of victory, and that kind of game at home. I'm glad with all these COVID-19 issues and situation, and for those people to be there and be part of that, that wonderful night at the Garden, man, it was good to see that, man. It was good. I'm glad that the folks that went there last night and really got a good experience at the Madison Square Garden and enjoyed it. And that's going to be a memorable game for them going forward in my book, in their lifetime. And they're going to remember that. And I'm glad, man. Big up, because the people in the city of New York really needed that kind of game. They needed that, especially, they work hard and you go out there to go to Madison Garden and take that Friday night, with your family or, with friends and loved ones to go watch that game. Man, I'm really, it was a feel good Friday all around. Despite the fact that NBA TV, they kind of trying to poo-poo it a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm in Orlando market. I couldn't get it directly on MSG. I had to get it on NBA TV. And as soon as the Knicks game was over, they didn't even say goodbye to commentators, and they clicked it right over. They were more important to rush over to the game, the Wizards and Golden State game, and I give hey, let me see the crowd, let me see the Knicks fans get happy. Nope, they switch right over we can't show you this. This is taboo. I'm like, why? Because the Knicks won. I'm like, come on, man. I was like, and then they have technical difficulties too. It was like, come on, NBA TV, we rarely get on national TV and we get a good comeback win. At least relish and let it talk about it. Let's hear Kenny Albert, say goodnight and goodbye to everybody before you pull the plug on the telecast. It was a weird night too.
Yeah, I think because of the TV they had to, because of the schedule, we had the overtime and they went. I think we went to overtime. They might have did that. But I think because we was already into that game, they had to definitely go there in that other market. It's understandable, it's the nature of the business of TV. But man, I tell you what, I'll take that, man. And Kibbet said that was the kind of game that can galvanize the team. Absolutely, Kibbet, I agree with you 100%, my brother. It surely will. I just think I felt good. I'm just feeling good seeing Obi Toppin starting to get a little bit more comfortable. I'm loving to see him. And that young man got some hops though. I see why he was in that slam dunk contest because that boy he's starting to get it, man. And I think it's only gonna get better. See, that's what I think. I think it was a couple of streams ago we was on this, and I said, you know what, the Knicks haven't even hit their stride yet, and I think they about to hit their stride. I mean, you see everybody here except for Mitchell Robinson, so we kind of getting healthy. You know what I mean? We finally got a healthy team except for Mitch. You know what I mean? And I can't wait till he get back this year, next year, or whenever. Mitch is my man. I can imagine he was down there, but it'd be a whole different story. But you know what? They starting to hit their stride. I think quickly might have bounced back from that little rookie wall thing, whatever you want to call it. And I just love to see the way he bounced it back last night. And I like to see the little 6-8 points here and there. Obi 8-6, 8.6 rebounds. I'm liking it. And I like the way they hung in there in that second unit and kept us in that game until I started to found themselves at the end of the game. But that second unit, man, you got to tip your hats to them last night. That second unit played some good basketball for us last night. They really did. You know what I mean? And that's team basketball. Next man up. They finally, broke out at the end. Listen, we tired of losing these little close games. And they showing up. They found the way to do it. Man. And RJ came through. Like I said, RJ came through big in the clutch. That's good to see, man. And it's a maturation thing for all of them. I mean, like I said, this team is young. This is the first time they all played together, except for the ones who were there last year. So, sometimes it takes time to build chemistry and camaraderie. It don't happen overnight. You know what I mean? You have to go through that and build that type of habit and practice. And even in the off season is when you build that. But because of the way the season is, the game after game after game, you don't really have enough time to get the practice in. But mentally, they there though. Tom Thibodeau got them mentally ready. And I think they just got to keep tighten up a little bit of ins and outs here. Keep battling, get better. That the defense is already good at 3-point defense, but I think every now and then they get a little lax with it. So we'll see, man. But salute to the Knicks though, man. That's how we get down, man. That's real talk. The Knicks had a good game last night, and like I said, man, it's important to watch the games tomorrow, guys. There's some real important games tomorrow. That's going to determine where we could be if we win. When we right now we got a chance to probably go up to 6 tomorrow, depending on how the ball bounce. You know what I mean? And then that's where we want to be. You know what I mean? We need to climb out this 8 spot and get up a little higher. Then we do our thing, BX. So we definitely got to go near the ball and grind it out.
Yeah, we definitely have to continue the game plan, trust the process, listen to the coach. You could tell that they bought into the system. They bought into the culture of the Knicks. You see the culture change with Tom Thibodeau, Leon Rose, Kenny Payne. You see with Worldwide West, everyone. It just starts with everyone has a part in this. And you can see it on the floor, in the front office. You see it everywhere. You see it's a different organization. It's a whole different vibe with the New York Knicks. The culture, the atmosphere is so different, and it's a pleasure to see it finally changing and finally heading into a positive. Stock is trending up on the New York Knicks, and that's what we wanted to see as fans. They've been around, and we gotta go ahead and continue to grind it out, and like Dave Jackson said, shock and awesome mode, a 7-3 run. I hope they go an 8-2 run. I tend to be a little greedy with my Knicks fandom, that I want to see them really go out there and win as many games as possible. And take advantage of the schedule and home cooking. We need to take advantage of home cooking. We're good at home, and salute to City for real. Yo, City for real, what's popping? I'm glad you're here, bro. I hope we see one of these days Dart City for real. Dart City for real was a trip last night, folks. Maybe one of these days you'll make an appearance here in Knicks Real Talk. But But we know we'll continue going. We got to play the teams in front of us and beat our home team and win our home games, and then galvanize us as a team and go out on the road and because we know that they're road warriors. They play really good on the road as well, and with this defense and this effort that they give us night in night out, man, and we're always close to every game. We rarely get blown out. The Knicks rarely get blown out. That's a testament to the coaching and to the players. They're never out. And man, I just can't stop giving the roses, no pun intended, to the guys from the second unit. I said it once and I said it before. I think we have the best second unit in the league. These guys come in there with the high energy and the thing is they could even be better. Now that we see the development of Obi Toppin and Emmanuel Quickly as a two-man game going forward. They seem to get a little more comfortable with one another. Quickly's trying to find Obi Toppin on the alley-oops and Obi, when if he doesn't have it, he likes to kick out and find Quickly out in the three to hit that open jumper. So you see a nice fruition and a nice transition game with them and how they're evolving as a nice two-man game. So let's see if they continue grinding on that and keep developing in a positive way. And hopefully this game sparks Alex Burke to get back to his that when he averaged 20 points in the last 6 games and early in the season, middle of the season coming out of the All-Star break, he was playing really good. He was averaging close to 20 points a game for a 6-game stretch. So hopefully he gets back on track. We want to see that, and we like to see what Bullock is giving us. We really like seeing that in the first half, two-man game. And all we just got to get right is Alfred Payton. Hopefully we get him right, get him going, get him right, and start attacking and going forward with that, Divine.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, like Dave Jackson said, man, it's shocking almost 7-3. I'm on that. I'm on that, Dave. I'm with you on that one. Yeah, man, we definitely got to go in there and just keep doing what we're doing. Everybody got to keep contributing and keep grinding the way we've been grinding. And I think sky's the limit. I see brighter days, man. To me. So yeah, tomorrow the pivotal game. We got to definitely go in there, man, and bring our hard hats to the game. And make it happen. And then we'll let the chips fall where they may. Because that's what it's all about. It's one game at a time. And you play the team that's on your schedule. Regardless of how good they are, how not good they are, you play to win. Like my man said, you play to win the game. You know what I mean? That's what it's about. And we just got to keep playing, keep competing to win these games, man. Because we in this race. Let's not get it twisted. The New York Knicks is in this playoff race. Is where we're gonna be when the dust settles. Hopefully we be higher than lower. So we'll see how that goes, man. We just gotta keep grinding it out, fellas. But tomorrow against the Raptors, the keys to the game tomorrow, it's like I said, depending on Kyle Lowry and Fred VanVleet them play tomorrow, we don't know. But we just got to go in there and don't take it for granted. They got a good team. They got some good athletic guys down there. Like I said, Siakam is athletic, and Anobi can get up in there. They got a good team down there, man. So we just got to go in there and play our game. And play the defense that we've been playing, run them cats off that 3-point line. Then we'll take it from there. But we got to go in there and rebound that basketball, play our number one defense like we've been playing, and just hopefully our offense stay in tune. When we home at the Garden, we a different story. We in the bright lights, we know the baskets, we know the floor, and maybe we can continue to grind, man. Salute Frank Matto. Frank, salute my brother for chiming in. You see Frank. Yeah, man. Like Frank said, man, hit that like button, subscribe, hit that like button, man. Join the show, join the fam, and we just here bringing some content tonight, man. That's what it do. But we have to beat Toronto tomorrow, or no matter what. I agree with you, Kevin. We got to get that game tomorrow, man. And I just think it's that time for us to get back on that 2-3 game winning streak. But tomorrow's a big game too. So like every game's a big game for the Knicks, man. We say that every night. Every night it seems like it's a big game, and so. And that's the way it is right now with the way the standards is and with the amount of games left in the season. It's a big game. Every game is a big game for us. But I think we are for the challenge, man. So let's see how we keep grinding and do what we do, man. But the Raptors tomorrow, we definitely got to slow them guys down a little bit. They like to run the floor a little bit and play our game. Don't worry about how they play. Just play our game and guard them. That's what we got to guard them. And we guard them. We play our game out. We'll be fine, man. We just got to bring our defense to the forefront like we always do, and play 48 minutes. And hopefully this time we don't have to be in a point where we got to play to the last minute. I hope tomorrow we can get a nice 10, 12 point win. Not have to battle so close. And give a little relief to the guys. So and I believe that, Kibble, you're right. We're in playoff mode already. Absolutely, we already in playoff mode because the way we playing right now, we playing for the playoffs. You know, like we in there, and then that's how the games are. They mean so much. You know what I mean? And then so I'm looking forward to it, man. When we do get to the playoff, when you got that win or go home mentality, then it's gonna mean even more then because now it's win or go home. You know, right now we could win and live to play another day or another week. But once we get to that playoffs, we win and go home. You know what I mean? And I think we building ourselves up for that moment, and that's good to see, though. You know what I mean? So we definitely got to go in and get some Raptors tomorrow, BX, and just play our game, man. Play the Knicks basketball game.
In the words of Herb Edwards, you win the game.
Play to win the game.
Right.
That's it. That's it. You play to win the game. That's it. No moral victories. You got to go out there. This is the grind of the NBA season. You have to go out there and win. And I agree with Matos. You need a little more roles and quickly. I think that's happening. Last night, Thibodeau adjusted. He did play quickly for 30 minutes, and you've seen that. You've seen he made the adjustment on the fly there. He trusted the rookie to give him the minutes against John Morant. In company, Morant was a handful. You saw the speed on that young man. That man was feline quickness, like Clyde Fred said. He was fast. That's a bad power point guard, man, that runs up and down quickly. No pun intended. And these guys did a good job keeping up with him, and he played. He liked what Quickly gave them. He liked what Rose. If it wasn't for Rose carrying us in the first half, where would we would have been? We would have been, down by 20 plus points. So you got to give that. It was all around. It was all around a team effort. Everyone contributed in their own different way, and they contributed in the right time at the right moment. So it was a good team win. That they weren't going to take that defeat. They weren't. It was good to see that. And what says here? Frank says Payton looks good next to Payton. Well, maybe he does look good as a cheerleader. He looks good with it, and he could also hold the clipboard next to Frank Ntilikina as well. They did really good together, but they're the guys that we got, guys. I hope Payne does turn it around. He's here. No matter what, no one's coming into that. No, Rod Strickland, Mark Jackson is not coming through that door to play point guard for us. So it's Payton, unfortunately. And you know what? I'm hoping he turns it around and he could revert to his form.
Absolutely.
He's the leading scorer, triple-double scorer for the Orlando Magic in Orlando Magic's history. He leads the organization in triple doubles. So I hope he could revert. There's talent there. There's talent in the kid. They bought him. They bought him here and they bought him back here again for a reason. Let's just hope that he just turns it around. Right now, yeah, he's very frustrating, and I dislike the way he's playing. But you know what? He's on our team, and you know what? Right now, he's wearing the orange and blue, and you know what? I want him to do well because you're representing me. My hard-earned money that I pay for the league pass, for the merchandise, and my time that I invest viewing this team. So I want him to do well because I'm giving my time to watch you out for Payton. And I want you to do well. I want you to go ahead and give you all. And I know you do. Unfortunately, it might not be to my liking, but you know what? I hope he turns it around. That's my point of view with my thought and my opinion. I hope he turns it around for us. I know he's not going to be here next year. I know there's going to be a major upgrade, but for now, we can't do nothing about it. So you know what? Let's do it the best way we have with you and go forward. Put in the time and practice. Get your head in the game. Trust your coaching staff, trust everyone around you, and you know what? Let the chips fall where they may with you. If you don't cut it, then you're gonna have to. You will see in the end of the bench. You will be holding that Gatorade bottle for us and warming up the seats. And standing up during timeouts so the players could sit on. So, but for now, you know what? Put in the work, guy. Put in the work, Payton. I know I've seen it myself down here in Orlando. I've seen how you could play. I know what the potential you have. I know you've been through some injury. So I hope you turn this around. I hope you get with the program because the Knicks need you, and the Knicks need you to contribute and elevate your game to another level. Where we're going, the ceiling is high. There's a lot of great expectations. So let's go. Yeah, like I said, I want Payne to do well too. I also want because it's going to only benefit our team. What's the point of having him play trash and lousy and he's only going to do is being a detriment to the team. It's going to be an albatross, and we don't want that. We want him to go forward. you know. And yeah, maybe he does need to bring that hair back, that hairstyle, that wild hairstyle he had in Orlando. Absolutely. Maybe who knows? Funny
Yeah,
think
you
about
know, Alpha Payton, and the game last. If you look at his last two games, he have a problem with quicker point guards like Kyrie and John Morant, and then his game offensively because he's not a good 3-point shooter. If you got a rim protector back there, then it's just not his game that night. You know what I mean? Because his game is predicated on driving to the basket. You know, and if you got a rim protector back there, that's just not Alpha Payton is not going to do good in that game that night. You know what I mean? And he goes hard, man. And the one thing I do respect about the guy, you know, he was playing good at the beginning of the year. You want to play, you know, he was helping get us to where we was at. You know, reason why we was over 500, we were at 500. He was a part of that. You know what I mean? But like I agree with you, we want all our players to do well, man. I mean, you know what? Like you said, he won't be here next year. Maybe, you know, you don't know what the Knicks gonna do. You just never know. But I would like to see them start. I would like to see them start Derrick Rose though. That for sure. I think if they start Derrick Rose and bring Alpha Payton at the backup point guard, I think one you put a defender in the second unit, and you put another scorer in the first unit. You know what I mean? Now that takes the pressure off of RJ and Randle. You know what I mean? And I think Derrick Rose, Bullock, RJ, Randle, and Noel, I would roll with that from the door. You know what I mean? From the door. Because I think Derrick Rose will put a pressure. He'll come off the gate putting pressure on a lot of other teams. You know what I mean? I think Derrick Rose will put a lot of pressure on a lot of teams starting in that starting lineup, that he gonna do what Alpha Payton can't do. He got a mid-range floater game. He got a pull-up game. He can get to the bucket. He at least he shoot the three more than Alpha Payton. He's shooting at least at 30-something%. You know what I mean? So I would love to see Tom Thibodeau say, you know what? Let me try Derrick Rose for a minute. And Derrick Rose don't got to play all the starting minutes, but at least start the game. You know what I mean? Then let Alpha Payton come in there with Quickly and them. Because if you come in with Quickly and them, let Quickly and Burks be your main scorers. Let Alpha Payton, you know, Todd Gibson and Obi Toppin be your secondary guys from a scoring standpoint. But that way you don't have to worry about Derrick Rose, Burks, and Quickly, who are all scorers. You know what I mean? Trying to compete for scoring minutes, but just switch it around. I would just switch it around and let Derrick Rose start. He ain't got to play long minutes to start the game, and then you bring Alpha Payton in, then blah, 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 whatever, man. But I think that would be a good move, too. And it'll take the pressure off of Alpha Payton. You know what I mean? It'll take the pressure off him. Now, he don't have to worry about being in the first unit trying to have to live up to the expectation. He said, well, now I'm in the second unit. I got a chance to sit back and analyze the game, and then after that, you can take it from there. Yeah, I agree with you, Low Nell, Florida. RJ is playing like an all-star. He's really into his groove right now, and we'll throw that back up there for Nick talk, man. He is in the groove. You know, like I said, man. RJ, a star is born. You know what I mean? They done gave birth to a good one there. You know what I mean? So let's continue to see his progress and his maturity, his maturation. See him take different levels to it, man. I just want to see him keep taking levels, going up more levels. And next thing you know, I mean, think about this cat. If he keep doing what he's doing 3 years from now, are they gonna be a handful?
Absolutely. With that body weight that he's running into his NBA body, of course he's gonna be a hard time. But not only that, he plays good defense. He's a good two-way player. You know, and you know, he's upheld his opponents down. I think, you know, coming before tonight's game, I think it was like 42% he was holding their shooting opponents on their opponent, and that's a good testament to his defense, you know. But with the Alfred Payton real quick, I think he's going to leave him in the starting lineup because he has firepower with RJ and Julius Randle, since they're both playing at all-star type level, and Bullock two-man game. I think he's going to leave him there. I think he wants to leave Rose because Rose seems like for now, for the regular season, he's capped at 25 minutes. Like, he doesn't go with him past 25 minutes, so he likes his energy to him to go all crazy, all out on 100 miles an hour with the second unit. So I don't see Thibodeau making that change for that reason, for that particular reason. But yeah, I'm for it. I agree with you. Maybe he should think about making that change there for that. But maybe he might see that Payton might ruin the high tempo of the second unit, bringing in an Alfred Payton in there. You know, he doesn't really like to run and gun much. You know, and the second unit with Rose, they seem like they like to run and gun and move it quicker and move the ball around and try to hit that, you know, quickly with the quick three or Burks. and now that with the emergence of Obi Toppin going to the attacking the rim on offensive rebounding, I think he's seen that. I think Obi Toppin has seen that too, and taken it as a assignment. Since they've been getting out rebound in the offense and Mitch going down, I think Obi has stepped up. Trying to provide that offensive rebounding spark, or trying to get that deep rebound and trying to just go to the rim and attack it and slam everything in, a la Marcus Camby in that playoff run that the Knicks had. He was he came in and he was off the bench and he just hit a spark that it just carried to propel the team all the way, to the finals against the Spurs. I'm not saying they're gonna have that run. I'm just saying there's a little bit of a parallel comparison with that. The Knicks were playing little terrible that year when they sneaked in the 8th seed and they took off. They had emergencies of players from the bench. Hopefully they get on that time of run here in this year and in the 2021 season, that they get that run and they get that spark and they go start on that nice run. And it all starts tomorrow night with the Toronto Raptors. Let's continue building on that good win that we had with the Memphis Grizzlies, and we'll go out there and host the Raptors and send them home with a loss. We got home cooking right now. We're at home. They're in their own bed. They get their sleep, their rest. I know World Clyde Frazier mentioned that on the broadcast. They're at home. They get that extra sleep, that extra rest. They come in more relaxed, and that makes a big difference when you're at home compared to on the road. Although sometimes long road trips do galvanize and come together a team, but it's always good to be home. And you're more familiar with your surroundings and the building, and they know all the angles in Madison Square Garden, like you said, with the lighting and all. So it's a big advantage. You have to defend your home court, and I know this coaching staff, is drill that in at home. Defend your home court tomorrow night, and I think the Knicks will be okay with that. Remember Toronto embarrassed us in Tampa last time out, and I know this team is relishing on that. They stayed. These players, like you said, they circle the calendars. They know what's up, who's on the schedule, when they're coming in, and I think they want to. What a way of sending a statement, a payback. You got us in Tampa, and you embarrassed us, but you know what? You come into our home now, and we're gonna and we're playing different. We know we're gelling. We know each other's. We're playing more games together as a unit, and now we're gonna show you what Knick basketball is about. And go and really give it to the Toronto Raptors tomorrow night, Divine.
Yeah, I think it's definitely important, and this was important about the home game as well. When you brought that fact up, when you on the road, people don't understand. You can just getting on a plane can drive you crazy. You know what I mean? You travel to airports, jet lagging. You got to land. You got to get to hotel. You got to do this. See, that's a lot of energy wasted, and some people don't really realize that. What about these NBA ball players? Some do, most do. I know everybody got common sense out there, but when you're traveling like that, and you up and off of planes, up and down stairs, you trying to get to your destination, you're trying to find a hotel, you're trying to find the right food. You because of the restriction, you only can do this, you can't do that. It's tough in the NBA this year, man. That's overwhelming for a lot of people, man. You know what I mean? So to have this home cooking right now, when all you gotta do is get out your bed, get up in the morning, and go to Madison Square Garden. Whether your car, your bus, whatever, how you get there, taxi, whatever. But to know that you don't have to worry about traveling, you burn all that energy. Like last night, they had that good game. So what they do today? They probably had a nice shoot around. You know what I mean? Went over some film. They didn't have to travel to do all that. Now tomorrow morning they get up and they play 8 o'clock tomorrow. So tomorrow they probably come at the arena at a certain time, get a shoot around in. Tom Thibodeau breaking down this and that. That's a good feeling when you could do that and don't have to travel, keep doing all that and trying to find out how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, and you shoot around in another person's arena. Then it's a lot of stuff. So I'm glad we got the next 9 out of 11 at home, and we could take advantage of the schedule, man. If we could do that, we've been playing good at home this year. We over 500 playing at home, so we got to definitely take advantage of the schedule. These home games and just win them. If you win the majority of them, then we in a good spot. You know what I mean? So we just got to see, man. Then obviously at the end of the year, we go on that 6-game road trip. That 6-game road trip. That's why it's so important to get some distance and some cushion right now with all these home wins. So when we do go on the road, we wind up losing a couple here or there or whatever. At least we know we got a cushion because we had a certain amount of home games to try to give us a little bit of a distance, man. And so hopefully that's how it work out. But I think with this home schedule, we got a good chance of, excuse me, really being in a good place, maybe back up to that 6th or 5th spot, hopefully. So we'll see, man. But like I said, other than last night, man, like RJ Barrett, man, this it was a beautiful sight to see, man. The last 20, 30 games, that young man has been putting his work in. You know what I mean? Like you're right, kid, home cooking, brother, nothing like it. You know what I mean? And we need it. Yeah, RJ, man, I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to him tomorrow, man. I want to see what he do tomorrow. And to get ease the pressure off of Julius Randle a little bit till we get back to where he was at. So RJ can get in and take that leadership role for the next couple of games. And then we all come out, RJ Barrett and Randle get their thing going, and Alex Burks and quickly don't keep doing what they're doing. And what I like about it, the way they feeding off of RJ too. I like him and Julius Randle go to the top of that key. Randle give him the ball, and Randle will clear out. Or RJ got the ball, he give to Randle, and then RJ a clear out. And that's that synchronicity and that unselfishness. You know what I mean? And we both dogs on this team. You know what I mean? We both trying to eat, and they I love the way they play with each other. There's no envy, no jealousy. Julius Randle get buckets, RJ get buckets. Julius Randle, that pass out to RJ last night, that showed you right there they playing team basketball. When he kicked that assist out for that 3-shot from RJ, you love to see that. You know what I mean? And I think that's what they need to keep doing. That's how you close the game down the stretch. It don't matter who shoot it on just the right shot unless the person just can't shoot. But I mean is if he open, give it to him. If Peyton open, not Peyton, if Bullock open, pass the ball to Bullock. If Burks is open, pass the ball to Burks. If quickly open, pass the ball to quickly. It ain't got to be RJ or him take that last shot. Whoever got the open and got the best shot, pass that ball around and get it to that man, let him pop that ball, and I think they'd be good. So I think I love to see where RJ doing that. I love to see where Randle is doing that, man. So we're excited about BX, man. I just think we wanted something good, bounce back win, God. I know we're feeling good tonight, feeling much better about ourselves. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody in here, man. Knicks Real Talk. I'm gonna bring a panel guest in before the night, though, man. We got my man City for real in the building. City was popping. There you go. Salute, City.
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Absolutely.
I got you now, my brother. How you, man?
All right. What's good, fellas? What's
good?
good?
I love it.
What's going on, man?
City,
good, man. We good, man.
Happy
about
you,
man. Tonight. You know what I mean? We excited, and good win, good bounce back, man. Go ahead and chime in, brother, man, because it was a good one last night for sure.
Oh, yeah, man. You already know, man. I'm all about that W, baby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Listen, we played hard like we always do. We fought. We grounded it out. But our main thing is our bench stepped up. And also, too, we got to remember this. Our last 3 games, I can't remember what I said, but I said it on a man joint. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, our last 3 games, offensive rebounding killed us. We got out rebounded by 10. I think it was, if I remember correctly, I think it was like all together, it was 37-27. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that's not even dating back to the other games. I don't even want to add those up because it's going to be even more. But, like, we got smashed with the offensive rebounding, and that cannot happen. We need our guys to step up, crash the boards, you know what I'm saying, and collect those rebounds, because those things, when you look at it, we give the other team second opportunities, right? And second opportunities does what? It always kills you. Always kills you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. So we have to step up our rebound game. As soon as a guy misses a shot, yes, crash the boards. Look at what Obi did when he had the put back dunk. Like, bro, we should have been seeing this. We should have been seeing this from day one, because you have that potential. Like, you know what I'm saying? He has that potential to do that from the get-go, from the jump. Like, you know what I'm saying? So we need to see more of that. I want to see Obi crashing in, like, you know what I'm saying? Flying on the boards, getting those.
Obi to use the force. Yeah, you got.
Yeah, get those putbacks, even if it looked like you didn't touch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Other team tipping and get your credit, bro. Get in there and mix it up. You know what I'm saying? Muck it up, however you want to do it. However you want to do it, muck it up, mix it up, mix and mash. Like, you know what I'm saying? Smash those boards, man. That's what I wanted to
Yeah,
say. Smash those
yeah,
boards.
I agree. I agree.
absolutely. Yeah, and we've been a good rebounding team all year too. You know, on that point, man, we just, and I think we got to get back to it because, like you said, Boston they just ate us live on the offensive glass. They were killing us. But we do got to get back to that, man. But other than that, man, it was like exciting, emotional win last night. The New York City Gritty Committee was there, man. It's a comeback. You know what I mean? RJ Barrett, the star's born, bro. I'm being real about it.
I was
Dude, that
thinking
young
about
man.
that, Divine. Divine, real quick. I was thinking about that point with the rebounding. Since the Knicks been going to more of a transition and wanting to run and gun more, could it be because they're thinking about running more and going out in the transition game that they're taking a lack of or being a little sloppy on the defensive end of the defensive rebounding end or team rebounding because they want to run more in transition, so they instead of converging all towards the rebound as a team rebounding, they're looking to want to run the opposite direction. Could it be that that's a reason why we're getting offensive rebound, our rebound in the offensive glass? What do you think? That's
I
something
think
that I was
that's
thinking about.
Yeah, I think that's one point, but the major reason is Mitchell Robinson. He was our best
That.
offense rebounder.
That's
That's why we getting rebounded from the offense. Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? Mitch was one of our best offensive rebounders. You know what I mean? That cat, you know, he had grabbed them boards and throw them putbacks in there in a minute. So yeah, that's part of it. I do that, but I do think a lot of it got to do with Mitchell Robinson as well. Mitch was our guy, man. And I salute to Mitchell Robinson, man. I hope you get well soon, my brother, and come back next year ready to rumble. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think Mitch is a part of that too. You know what I mean? And I think that goes a long way. But like he said, we just got to keep rebounding. We've been doing good at it all year. You know, we had, we hit a little slump there. It's good, but I put like what's good about that though. It's better to lose when we lost then than lose now. You know what I mean? Don't wait till the last when the end of the season start losing. So I'm glad the Knicks went through they went through that. I think you won't see another losing streak like that. You know what I mean? I think that's over because every team go through that. It ain't how you start, it's how you finish. And I just think these last 20 games we got to finish strong. You know what I mean? So we hit that little slump coming off the All-Star this last couple of months. We played some tough games, man. We played the creme de la creme out there. You know, regardless of who ain't on the team or who is on the team, we still played good team like the Nets, the Sixers, Boston, you know what I mean? A lot of good teams, you know, and we, so I can understand why we lost a couple of games. But the good thing about it, we competed in every game. You know, I mean, we lose no game at 1 point, 2 points, 4 points, 3 points. So that's what it is. But I think we're gonna be fine though. So now, knowing that we got this last 19 games, and we might wind up hitting the stride. You know what I mean? Like Dave Jackson said earlier, you talking about maybe 7-3. You never know. You know what I mean? And if we could do that, we could. I think
I'll sign up for that. I'll sign up for that in a heartbeat right now.
Heartbeat, you not kidding. You know what I mean? And like I said, City, we got 9 of 11 home games. We got to capitalize, bro. We got to capitalize on that home court cooking for sure. You know what I mean? And it all starts tomorrow night. You know what I mean? At the World Most Famous Arena, get the Raptors tomorrow. So we got to go in there and make it happen. You know what I mean? Yes, sir.
We gonna turn the Raptors into the Craptors, okay? This is what we doing. This is what we are doing, bro. I'm not worried about. Listen, we have to come out right with that right energy. We got to come out and compete. We can't have a third quarter meltdown to where we got to climb back in the game in the fourth quarter. Like, you know what I'm saying? We need to tie up those loose ends, keep the third quarter straight and legit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just keep it straight and legit. Don't have a meltdown in the third quarter, because if they have a meltdown in the third quarter, I'm going to have a meltdown. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because when I have a meltdown, it gets crazy. I can't even get on my own show sometimes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. But no, yeah, again, no third quarter lapses. Like, you know what I'm saying? Start the game with full energy. You know what I'm saying? Don't come out sluggish. Start the game with full energy. No third quarter lapses. Alec Burks do not have a fourth quarter turnover. And then crash the boards, and the bench has to come to play. You know what I'm saying? Because our guys, right? they've been playing a lot of minutes, and I get it, right? And I'm not trying to push any shade on Tibbs, but our guys have been playing a lot of minutes starters wise, right? And this is the reason why I harp on our bench, and I say we go as our bench goes, because at the end of the day, your starters are starters or whatever, but you need your bench to either keep you in games or bring you back into the game. That's just the bottom line. Like, you know what I'm saying? And our bench, you know, they've been kind of iffy, but lately they've been bringing us back in games, right? And they've been keeping the lead in games. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is what we need from them. This is what we need. Like, you know what I'm saying? And when you got guys like Burks, Rose, Quickly, Toppin, who else comes off the bench? Taj, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, listen, Taj is the old guy, right? He's the old guy paving the way. When I say paving the way, he's the old guy that's diving on the court, diving on the floor for loose balls, everything like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's paving the way. He is showing our young people, listen, I'm 35, 36 years old. Y'all see me diving out here on the floor trying to go for loose balls. And yes, that's what y'all need to do. Get dirty. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get some scuffs on your elbows. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get that good wood burn. Get that good wood burn, because if you do, the Knicks family will support you for forever.
That's right.
Not for right now, but like forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? When you play that good hard-nosed defense and you play that good energy, yes, the Knicks fans will support you forever. So that's what we need. We need good energy. No third quarter meltdown. Don't get out rebounded on the offensive boards. Like, you know what I'm saying? No, just and play good defense and tips. If you're probably not watching, but if you are watching, if the bench is rocking, let them rock. Man. Don't start fooling around with the lineup. Let the guys rock. You know what I'm saying? Whoever's cooking, leave them in the game and let them cook. Like, you know what I'm saying? Look for that man that is doing his thing. Look for that man that's cooking. Look for the man that's stirring the pot, I should say. Like, you know, if RJ got it going, feed the man. Like, you know what I'm saying? If Julius got it going, feed the man. Burks got it going, feed the man. If Bullock is shooting lights out from three, feed the man. Call a timeout, draw up some plays for okay, if this don't work, we're gonna do this. If this don't work, then our third option is this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Do something.
Right.
Do something. That's all we want to see.
That's it.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I think they on to something, BX Gad, man. I really do. And I agree with City on a lot of points, man. We just got to play the full 48 minutes. Play 48 minutes, you know what I mean? From beginning to end. You know, leave it all out there and scrap, bite, kick, whatever. You got to leave it all on the floor, you know, and we got to go hard. We've been doing it all year. You know, now it's go hard or go home. Now we about to hit that phase in the NBA season now. And, you know, we trying to go hard. We ain't trying to go home. Not yet. You know, we still got a lot of season left, hopefully, in the Knicks basketball. So I think if we stay committed to what we're doing, and I think we got it good, BX.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I got real quick breaking news. Unfortunately, Knicks Real Talk didn't get accepted to buy the Timberwolves. I see Alex Rodriguez and Gary and his team are finalizing to buy the Timberwolves for $1.5 billion. They didn't accept that 4.5 to buy the team, Divine. So unfortunately, we're not going to own the Timberwolves. So Alex Rodriguez is going to be the new owner of the Timberwolves. That's shocking. I'm actually shocked with that. We see Anthony Towns being traded over here now. Now, new ownership, new direction. You know, that's why I brought it up, because we know that the rumors are hot with Anthony Towns coming here, or pursuing now with a new owner. You never know.
You never know. They team is up and coming now with the new coach, and they playing good basketball down in Minnesota. So I think who will play Minnesota tomorrow night that we hope that the Minnesota give it to them tomorrow. One about somebody we battling in the conference is going out there. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, like real talk, man. Salute to everybody out there. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. You got Divine, Beard, Jedi 7-6. We got my
Chicago
man
Bulls.
City in the building. Who they got?
Chicago Bulls. They're going
Yeah,
into Minnesota tomorrow night. Can Zach LaVine recapture the 50-point magic that he had? We'll see. Timberwolves Real Talk doesn't sound good to me. Absolutely
you're
not,
right.
man.
That was only a
Absolutely
tip.
right. Absolutely right.
Knicks
But I
Real
had to
Talk.
bring that. I had to bring that because we had a bid. We put a bid ourselves. Yeah.
Yeah, Danny, I agree with you. But yeah, man, but yeah, we got to keep it popping. We got to get it popping tomorrow. Knicks fans, we need to go in there tomorrow night at the World Famous Arena and give it to these jokers tomorrow. Let's keep it real. We need to go in there and play that defense that we've been playing all year, number one in the association. We need to go in there and make sure we run them jacks off the 3-point line, get them off the 3-point line. We've been doing it all year, run them off the 3-point line. You know what I mean? And we got to make sure that, our defense just come up to the forefront like it's been doing. And hopefully Randle and Barrett do what they do. We'd like to see Reggie Bullock kind of get hot tomorrow night. Burks get hot quickly, do what he did the other night. Derrick Rose, lovely game. Hopefully he do what he did the other night. Man, and let's get it, man. Let's get it, Knicks. Man, we need to get this thing popping tomorrow, man. So that everybody, salute to everybody out there, man. Like I said, the Haney's, Kibbit, Frank, everybody, man. Lonell, Florida, salute to everybody in the chat tonight, man. How we do when y'all come aboard. This is what it's about. It's y'all, Dangerous, Dave Jackson, everybody, man. Salute. The fans make the show. The show don't make the fan. It's a show from the fan for the fans. So we appreciate y'all when y'all coming here, man, on the night and hanging out with us, man, and talking Knicks, Kibbit, and everybody, man. So salute. If I didn't get your name, I'm thinking about you, so it's all good. But yeah, man, we just talking, man. We ready for tomorrow night, man. It's gonna be a big game tomorrow, man. We need to go in there and get that W. We need to get that absolute. We need to be in beast mode tomorrow. And I think Julius Randle will have a 20-something game tomorrow. I think he's gonna bounce back pretty good. Like Frank Matto said, man, y'all hit that like button, that thumbs up, man. Subscribe, support the channel. Absolutely, Frank, man. We appreciate you because we know you do, brother. Thank you for that. And yeah, man, City, man, that game tomorrow gonna be a good one, bro. It's gonna be a good one tomorrow. I'm excited. I'm ready to roll.
Listen, I'm like dude on the 8 Mile when he's like, I'm ready to smash on these cowards. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm ready to do. I'm ready to smash on these cowards. Let's let's get our muscle up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Let's muscle up, hustle up, do everything that we need to do to win the game, and we will be legit, bro. We will be legit. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, I got a good feeling, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? I got a good feeling. You know what I mean? Darth City said he was going to do some things for me. So, like, you know what I'm saying? If he comes through and not try to snake me like they usually do, you know what I'm saying? We'll be all right. We'll things will hold true. Things will hold true. But I honestly, I do believe we own something here. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think these guys really want to make this playoff push. Like, you know what I'm saying? I really feel like they want to be in the playoffs. Like, no, we ain't talking about no play in. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want to solidify a spot. Like, you know what I'm saying? We want to hold a spot down and say, you know what? This right here is ours. You know what I'm saying? And if you want it, you got to come take it. Because guess what? There's not that many teams we've been playing with the best of them. So it's going to be hard to take. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be hard to take. Like, y'all y'all not just coming in here and grabbing the lollipop from the little baby and watching the little baby go, eh. No, y'all not doing that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all coming in and y'all looking at grown men like this. Whoa, how can I take that steak? Nah, bro, we lions over here. You ain't getting this steak. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like straight up, man. Straight up.
Right. They coming for a battle. They ain't coming in here to flip bottles no more. Not to the world famous arena. You come in here you gotta get ready to come for a battle, man. It's a battle. You gotta come in here. You're gonna get knocked to the ground. You can't take a minute off of the court because this team will come right back at you. Turn you over, and you're gonna go on the transition, and they're gonna hit that three. They're gonna get right back. You blink an eye, this game is right back to a single possession game, and you're like, what the heck happened? Yeah, we might get punched in the mouth, but we're gonna get back up and punch you back right in the mouth. And you gotta let's see, because when we punch you in the mouth, we're gonna try to knock your butt off, man. Can give you leave you there. So yeah, I agree with you, City. Absolutely, man. This team, that's why I did. Like I said before, I said it in other shows. This team is so likable, man. This team is a whole likable group. You want to see them succeed. You want to see them stick together, and you want to see the whole end game of this whole season. We have a lot of it, but man, it is fun. It is so fun to speak about this team and follow them and be excited of what what could be. It could be. It's turning out to be. It's a special season, but it could be even more special. If everything goes right and we, the chapter of the New York Knicks for 2021 hasn't been finished yet, and there's a lot more. And I'm looking forward to see how they're going to write that chapter on their book of this season. It's going to be fun. It's a fun roller coaster. It's a fun peaks and valleys. Yeah, we get frustrated and we get annoyed with the lows, but you know what? The last night was the reason all the peaks that we went through, all the it felt so good, and that's why we love this team, from all the way from our childhood until now. We love them because despite the fact that we haven't won a title since in the 70s, 71, 72, we haven't won, but this team has given so much joy in the 90s and seeing the battle, we came up short, but this is the way we followed them. We live and die and believe the orange and blue because of that hustle and that gritty and what they represent each on the court and the way they battle is we identify with it because we get up every day to go to work and grind and aches and pains and put the food on the table, and these guys, they go out there and they grind and they fight and they claw and they bite tooth and nail to get that victory for us to entertain us as a city. So we appreciate it, and that's why we identify ourselves with this team so well, this 2021 New York Knicks team. And I just want to keep it going, keep up that positive vibe, and let's get that win tomorrow night against Toronto Raptors, man. We'll send those lizards back home, with an L, So let's get it done. What do you think, Divine?
Yeah, in the words of Amadi Starmire, the Knicks are back.
Yeah.
Yeah, let the Knicks are back. That and that's what it is, man. It's exciting, man. Like Manto said, man, we got to keep doing this thing, man. And we got to keep fighting, keep scrapping. The New York City Gritty Committee, we on board. They exemplify the city. That this basketball team, this team right here, the one we got constructed in 2021, they exemplify what New York City is about. They really do. They them lunch pail, underground subway train riding. Let's go get this hustle on. Go out here, get that hot dog off that food cart. Keep it moving. Get your newspaper at the newsstand. Moving. You know what I mean? Go up and down those subway stairs and out them tall buildings. That's the Knicks right there. You know what I mean? I don't know you. I'm going to get my hustle on. I don't speak to you. I don't know you. You know what I mean? And that's how the Knicks be balling. They like, listen, when you come on this court, I don't know you want with this, man. You try to take my job from me. I got to go get it. And that's what they do, man. The Knicks. I love this team, man. I really do. I love the way they compete. I love the way they go at it. I love their unselfishness. I love the way they bond it, man. They pick each other up. They don't get down on each other. They really got a family atmosphere going there. It's a lot of love on that team. What I like about it the most is the unselfishness. There's nobody selfish on that team. Every now and then we might catch a bad lapse in ISO basketball, but it's not because of selfishness. It's because they want it so bad. That player think that I'm just going to take that shot. But I think overall that's not a selfish team we have down there. And Tom Thibodeau, that team is a reflection of him, and that's why they play the way they play. They're a reflection of Tom Thibodeau. Hard, get in your face, talk the talk and walk the walk. You know what I mean? And tomorrow night we got to bring all that to the forefront. We got to go in the world most famous arena tomorrow night and act like this is Game 7. Every game for us should be Game 7 for the rest of the season. You know what I mean? Do or die, like Bed-Stuy, do or die. Let's go get it. You know what I mean? And I don't think they're gonna be sleeping tomorrow because New York is the city that never sleep. And I don't think the Knicks coming there sleeping tomorrow. I think they're gonna. I called the game last night. I'm glad it worked out because I called the game last night. I'll call it tonight. And the Knicks, I think we got a good shot to beat the Lakers. If we win tomorrow night, no Anthony Davis, no LeBron James, then we got a good shot to beat them dudes. I understand they got Andre Drummond, they got them guys, but so what? You know, we got Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and the Big 15. You know what I mean? So let's go get it tomorrow. You know what I mean?
Right,
City, that game tomorrow gonna be a hot mess tomorrow. City, we need you to keep that fire, brother, so we can go in there and let them fill our spirit tomorrow night.
Yeah, yo, you listen. You already know, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Hey, listen, right? I'm full of energy right now, right? I got the good vibes from the win yesterday. I got the good vibes, like watching the guys, like, you know, do they shoot around stuff, whatever, do they little whatever. I'm not worried about nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna guarantee. I can't guarantee a win, but what I can do is say this, right? We're gonna be in the fold, like, you know what I'm saying? It might be a little bit up and down, but I think the second half, I think we're gonna come out lights out because I know these guys, they be watching stuff like this, and I know they getting tired of hearing us talk about the third quarter. So what we need to do tomorrow is pay specific attention to the third quarter and what we do tomorrow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I think we're gonna go on a run and blow the game open in the third quarter. And if you didn't know, if you don't know, now you know, and remember where you heard it first.
That's right.
City for real. That's right. Knicks real talk. City for real. Absolutely.
That's right.
I think the Knicks will win tomorrow night as well. I think they'll get an 8-point victory. The only thing I'm contemplating is it's going to be an 8-point victory with a large lead, and they're going to cut it to 8, or they're just going to go ahead and seal it with some free throws down the stretch. You know, close game, but they'll win by 8 because they got the foul, the extra points that they add on at the end. So, but I think all in all, I think the Knicks will win by 8 points tomorrow night. I have a good feeling, I have a good vibe. They're gonna play really well. That I don't know if it's gonna be a wire to wire victory. I would love that, but I think they'll win by 8. I think they'll show their home dominance in this game. And like you said, I hope you are more right than I am with the third quarter. I hope they come out really on fire the third quarter, and I'm looking forward to that. To see that, and we'll see. We'll I can't. Tomorrow is Sunday. After we got tomorrow the morning show here, Knicks Real Talk, and we'll talk about that. We'll see what's going on with the games that finish and around the league, and I have a good feeling with that. Devon, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking at tomorrow, knowing that Toronto will have to play today. Am I right? Didn't they play tonight?
They're playing currently right now. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So to me, I think we should go in there and just give it to them out the door, run them out early, get them tired, get them legs tired because they played tonight, and then we got a time to rest. So I believe that we might do 10 points or better tomorrow night. I think we might do 10 points or better tomorrow night. I just could feel like the Knicks know where they at right now. And they know what they're playing for. You know what it is? Back in the day, like last year, you wasn't playing for nothing. You know what I mean? The Knicks are actually playing for something right now. You know what I mean? And that's a different type of feeling and a different type of vibe when you compete in the way you compete because you're playing for something. Can you imagine Tom Thibodeau, first year head coach of the Knicks, get into the playoffs in the first year? What? New York could be on fire. Do you know New York could be on fire if the Knicks get to the playoffs? Because we got basketball going into May and June. Normally we out in April, then we are in summer. We'd be playing basketball in June, almost in May, almost into June. Man, in the summertime in New York City and all up and down the coast, all over the world, Knicks fans all over it, still in the fold of things in May. Normally we out by April, we planning our vacations, you know what I mean? So and things like that. But to know that Tom Thibodeau got them boys playing the way they playing, man, so it'll feel good. We getting them playoffs, man, and we ain't been there in 8 years, man. It's been a drought, you know what I mean? So I think it'll be popping. I think the Knicks fan base will be excited, and it all start, it starts getting them all night, one game at a time. one tick at a time. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, once that clock strikes 12, Knicks just we need to be in the W column. I don't care how we got there. I don't care who we playing. I don't care whether we're playing me, you, City for real, and two other guys 5-on-5. Long as they win the game. You know what I mean? I don't care if they playing KD or no KD. Long as we win the game. I don't care if we play LeBron or no LeBron. That don't matter. Get the W. We'll deal with all that later on down the line. So you play the guys in front of you. You know what I mean? Just like we, so I don't look at the excuses, the injuries and nothing. We was injured at the beginning of the year, quite a few guys. Even to this day right now, one of the biggest parts of our team is missing Mitchell Robinson. You know what I mean? One of the major factors of our team. So we injured like we got a guy down who's important to us just like everybody else. But you know what? Next man up, learns well, Top Gibson, and they've been holding it down for us. But it's time to get back on that winning streak, guys. We got to make it happen. So to get a 2-game winning streak tomorrow will be nice, City, knowing that we got 2 in a row, and we play the Lakers that Monday. So back to back. So we just got to go in there and get it popping. Go get it popping.
Listen. A back-to-back, they can get smacked. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we gonna bring it. We gonna bring it, man. Like, I'm not even tripping anymore, man. Because like these guys already showed and produced like they potential. Like, you know what I'm saying? We know where we at. Like, we know we can hang and bang with the best of them, and we know at given times we can beat the best of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? As long as we do the things that we need to do. I'm not worried about nothing. Like, you know what I'm saying? But, shout out to you guys, man. Thank you for having me on once again. Shout out to your chat family. I gotta do some stuff real quick before the wife gets home. That way I don't get in trouble. You know what I'm saying? You know how that go when you got the honey-do list? Like, you know what I mean? And I only did 3 things on the honey-do list, and there's like 8 of them. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I need to get that done real quick. And if y'all are still on, I will definitely chime back in or whatever. But thank you so much for having me on. Shout out to BX Jedi. Shout out to Devon. Knicks Real Talk, yo. You guys, I appreciate it.
Real talk. Go in there and get that honey-do list done. We don't want you to be the Raptors.
Yeah, yes, sir. I'm out.
Right, brother. Peace,
fellas. Peace.
Yeah, man. Salute to the chat. Salute to the panel, man. Thanks, City Fred, for chiming in. And me and B is about to get out of here as well because we got to do the morning show in the morning. So we're going to get out here and get that popping. But great show, guys. Thanks for everybody chiming in. City for Real, Frank, Kibbit, Dahani, Kibbit, everybody, man. Let me get y'all names out there because, I don't want to forget nobody. Linnell, Dave Jackson, Dangerous. Keep it moving, man. Y'all keep doing it, man. Keep supporting. We appreciate y'all. Y'all know that. Uncle Fulio was in the building tonight. Josh, Supreme System Lord, my man. Chop Low was in the building. New York. Everybody, man. Thanks for chiming in tonight, man. This Knicks Real Talk, the night show. Divine Beer Jedi 76, the BI, man. What you got before we get up out of here, brother?
Absolutely. I want to thank everyone as well in the chat, viewing us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, on Instagram Live. I appreciate you guys all in here with us, giving us this Saturday evening. I appreciate you guys. I hit those likes, hit the subscribe and notifications. So when we come on, or when we bring you the Nick Real Talk content, and coming soon, we're gonna have the New York baseball Real Talk with the Yankees and Mets. That's gonna pop in, and other shows are being developed between me and Divine. We'll probably have a New York Giants draft preview and New York Giants and Jets draft preview. So keep it informed with us. Follow us on all the platforms because we got a lot of good stuff. We got a lot of I'm working with a real creative, talented young man here in Divine that he's got a lot going, and also myself, and we're going to put our minds together and bring you this real talk in all types of sports and all types of things that we love, and we appreciate your support. That's the main thing, because without your support, and we're not going to get anywhere. So I really appreciate it. We really appreciate it, and we thank you. And we'll see you in the morning. And like Dave Jackson said, 7-3. You know what? I'll sign for that right now. And I'll see you tomorrow morning. And guys, have a good night. And we'll see you. And this is Bronx Jedi saying, have a good night, guys.
Yeah, salute. Knicks family, it was good, man. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. We about to chime up out of here, get up out of here, man. And thank you everybody for chiming in. I hope y'all have a beautiful rest of your Saturday evening, man. Chilling home or wherever you at. Be safe. Take care of yourself. Enjoy yourselves. COVID-19 still out there. Mask up. Wash your hands. Keep your distance, man. Respect yourself, your loved one, your friends, your neighbors. And y'all hold it down out there, man, and take care of yourself, man. We appreciate y'all chiming in. Knicks Real Talk, the night show. We about to get out of here. And I'm going to say peace to all you brothers and sisters out there, man. Thanks once again for coming in. We'll catch y'all in the morning. Knicks Real Talk, the morning show, 7:30 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. We'll go over the game tomorrow against the Raptors and some other more Knick talk. But until then, man, we out, man. Peace, man. I'll see you then. Peace. Knicks Real Talk, we on prime time. It's a night show. What's the night flow? What's the night glow? Knicks Real Talk, we on prime time. Facts. This is where it's at. Salute to the check. Knicks Real Talk, we on prime time. It's a night show. With the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks Real Talk, we on prime time. Facts. This is where it's at. Salute to the check. Knicks Real Talk. 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 We on prime time. It's a night show with the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks Real Talk. We on prime time. Facts. Cause this is where it's at. Salute to the check. The night show with the night flow, with the night glow. Knicks Real Talk, we on prime time. Facts, cause this is where it's at. Salute to the check. Knicks Real Talk. Knicks Real Talk. Knicks Real Talk.